There's a gap while they decide whether we're live or not, and we are live, so I click the button. Good morning, everybody, from wonderful, it's not windy today, wonderful sunny Wiltshire. Morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Peter.
Good morning. I'll say good morning. Yevgen's, I've told him, but he says, is it on WhatsApp? Let me work it out and use have a chat.
Yeah, okay. It's the same link as last week, Peter. It's the same link you used.
Okay.
No worries. Okay, and the countdown clock's disappeared again. It's got a mind of its own these days. It doesn't do the full 60 seconds. So let's take the card away, and we'll appear on screen. Right. Okay. Let's sort a few things out if we can. Hide the card. Hide. What else do I need to hide? I need to hide that card too. Okay, that's better. Good morning and welcome to the show. This is Blabbing for Britain, episode 330. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
And Peter's busy talking to our friend in Ukraine, so we'll wait for Peter. Good morning, Facebook, and good morning, LinkedIn. Good morning, YouTube. And we have our first viewer of the day. Welcome. If you have any questions about what's going on in the UK, then you can ask, or if you just want to say hello, just say hello. The camera to the right, let's swap John and the camera around. Okay, the camera bottom right is live. It's a live feed from the garden. As you can see, there's just a gentle breeze today. It was blowing a gale yesterday, and it was raining earlier. Okay, now, before we start, let's go to sport. And, of course, it's Wimbledon time. And I was watching last night. Did you see any tennis, John?
The world's most boring game.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because last night Andy Murray was playing, and Andy Murray is British, still British. We've had two.
He didn't last long, did he?
He lasted 4 sets. We had two legends of the sport, Andy Murray yesterday and Ms. Williams on Monday. And they're both in their late 30s, and they're up against some young uns. But last night, Andy Murray, he gave everything he got. He really did. Kitchen sink, everything. But he was not he just wasn't on his top game, simple as. But he's given us much enjoyment over the years. He's been Wimbledon champion twice. He's won the Olympics, doubles. Just a great British tennis player, and he'll be British forever now. Whether he comes back next year, we don't know. But he has basically done Britain proud. Peter's still talking to the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's going on, John?
What is going on? Not a lot, I don't think. I heard a joke this morning. Yeah.
Right.
Andy Murray's Scottish, but John isn't. Oh, well.
Okay, I'm just waiting for. He's on his way, Peter. I'm just waiting for the camera to come through.
Oh, is that I'm coming in?
Yeah. Okay, I'm still here. You can still hear me, yes? Good.
Yeah.
And Peter has a polo in his glasses.
Yeah. You see it?
Yeah.
And when you get to certain angles, you can see the polo in both lenses.
I can never get it right arm, annoyed us. Right, hold on. You'll just have to live with it. Can never get it right with glasses.
All right, Karen, if you can hear us, I'm not sure first name. You need to, in the top right-hand corner is a cog. And he's gone. He's gone. Be back in a minute, no doubt. Okay. Yeah. He got in no problems last week. So
I just sent him the same link just now. He thought it was on WhatsApp. I says, no. I just wish we could have got the interpreter. I'll get one, so we'll get one.
So,
his English,
Peter,
his
Sorry?
English is pretty good.
His written English is very good.
Yeah.
why are you using your polo light and not your wonderful
Because
login
I'm sitting in my living room and the other one is outside on the computer. Yeah. Right, that's probably him. Don't go. Right, carry on.
We are carrying on. We're just getting going. And
Yeah, you've got some advice in the comments, Peter.
Put the light 1 inch upward and put right.
we say good morning to Dr. Elo, otherwise known as Ephraim, our good friend and fellow Amazon insider, BeLive broadcaster. And I was chatting to him last night along with Grant Saunders. And thank you for... Did that work, Peter? Right, okay. Anyway, Ephraim, thank you for the advice. And you're up early, my friend. Because we know it's 10 a.m., but it's got to be 5 a.m. where you are. But welcome. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I keep an eye on the studio and waiting for our friend in Ukraine to actually join us. Peter's been in touch with him, and he should be here with us shortly. We hope.
Well, at least he had the link, did he?
Well, he's been in the studio, but he didn't have a camera.
Right.
So, technical problem, I feel. Because when he didn't think last week, he didn't think about it. He just came in.
No.
This week, he's thought too much about it.
Yeah.
And it is 5 a.m. See, I was right.
Yeah.
I was right.
Well, I woke up at 5:30 today. Well, we'll just carry on until he comes in. Yeah. So, speaking about Ukraine, what is it? They're giving him an extra. Britain's giving him an extra 1 million.
Billion,
is it?
Yeah, Boris is making a speech today at the end of the NATO conference, and he's going to announce that we're giving 1 billion more. Yeah. To help the Ukraine.
What do you think of that?
I'm torn, Peter. I've got to be honest. We do have to support Ukraine and make sure that the war comes to an end as soon as possible, and as few people as possible are actually killed. We won't know the true story until it does come to truce talks, peace talks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there have to be peace talks at some point, and the sooner the better.
Yeah.
You think?
Well, there's a lot of young lives being lost right now as we speak, probably. And do you know what's get me? Knowing your war correspondence from the past, you know, you really got news, but we're not. I don't think we're getting much news from the area.
Oh, if you watch Sky, I can do this for once. I love doing this. Peter, if you watch Sky News, you will see they've got correspondents in 2 or 3 cities who are reporting on a regular basis.
Okay. Well, I will tell you a guy that I do watch from time to time, Patrick Lancaster. And he's an American, and he's embedded with Russian forces.
Ah, okay.
And he's an independent journalist, and he makes his money by people sending him money to keep going. He's not affiliated to anybody. He reports from the front line, Patrick Lancaster. So I've always told you, haven't I, that I like to look at both sides. So I look at this, but I also look at that, and I'm getting it I'm actually getting it from the Russian side, the Russian perspective on the ground.
Right, okay. Next, I've got a question for you. How are the Russians justifying what they're doing?
Well, that has never been asked, but there's a lot of patriotic Russians there, and some Russians are happy that the civilians, they're happy that they're there. Yeah.
Right.
Now, this goes back to think back to Northern Ireland. Remember that. Why did we put the troops in?
To stop the warring between the Protestants and Catholics.
Yeah, it was actually to protect the Catholics initially, and then obviously they turned on them later, and it's exactly the same situation at the moment. I can see. I mean, I don't watch partly. He reports from the front line of shelling and things like that, and he goes into underground bunkers where the people are living. But there's a lot of who he interviews are actually Ukrainians who want Russia to protect them. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean yes, yeah, I can understand that, but I can't accept that there is any justification for bombing innocent civilians in cities throughout Ukraine.
What did the Russians say about that? That bombing in that shopping mall? Did they justify it in any way?
Well, the only thing they've ever said is that they're there to stop the Russian people being maltreated by the Ukrainians.
Okay. But you don't bomb a shopping centre.
No, you don't. You don't. Yeah, and you don't give the excuse that we're aiming for a military target next door. I mean, the precision of the bombing these days, Peter, you can pick out an individual target and hit it, can't you?
Have you seen the shock news today about Bernie Ecclestone? Have you heard it? Right.
No, the man who got F1 going.
He was on morning TV, right? I don't know if it was yesterday or today, and he's a friend of President Putin. And you know what he said? He says, I would take a bullet for President Putin. That's how friendly I am with him.
I'm going to put that under the category of weird.
Yeah, well, that's what everybody's speaking about.
Over to Dr. Elo again. At this time and age, it's difficult to see one country invading another just for land and nostalgia that their lands were once ours. The last word sums it all up. Ephraim, crazy. It is totally crazy, and there is no end in sight at the moment. All the countries, apart from a handful, are actually helping the Ukraine. If they weren't, then this would have been over in short shrift. Right, I think we're ready to go now. Just a minute. Yes, we are. Welcome. Peter, it's over to you.
Hello, who have we got here? Here's my friend. Just remind everybody how you say your name again. Can you hear us? Hello?
Right. We can see and hear you. Hello, yes.
Okay, there's a big delay.
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Do you see me?
Hear you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Just pronounce your name slowly for us. Your name.
My name.
Yes.
Yevgen.
Yevgen.
Yes,
Yevgen.
right.
Right, Yevgen. I have tried to get an interpreter for you, but they couldn't manage today. So there's a lot of people from Ukraine and Britain now, but the interpreters are very busy now.
But you can use interpreter from Russian language. I understand Russian and Ukrainian perfectly, but English, I only speak perfectly, but understanding is not so good.
Okay.
We're the other way around. We can speak English.
We will have an interpreter for next week, whether it's Russian or whether it's Ukrainian.
Okay, I will try understand English language if you speak slowly and use simple phrases.
Okay.
We will do that.
What we're going to do is I will ask a question. Stephen will repeat it because I know that you do not understand me well. So I think that's what should we do, Stephen. I'll ask you a question. You put it in because you're much
Okay,
slower.
let's do it that way.
Yeah. So,
question 1.
can we have an update of your situation right now?
Right. Just to explain to everybody who's watching us live for the first time, sorry about this. Evgen is in Ukraine, but in Russian occupied territory, and he met Peter on LinkedIn last week, and he now joins us on a regular basis to keep us up to date. So, Evgen, can you tell us what's happened in the past week?
In Kherson, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Situation is the same, and that's all news we received like you from TV or internet. Russian troops stay here. Russian control all in Kherson, and for opinion of Kherson's citizens, Russian catch Kherson very strong. But it's until the time when Ukrainian forces received modern weapons and equipment from our partners from West, and I'm sure we must, our forces must push out Russians from Kherson, but I don't know when it will be.
Okay. So the next question is, are there Russian civilians that live in Kherson who are happy with the Russians being there?
Right. So, are there Russian citizens in Kherson who are happy with Russia occupying the city?
In any situation, there are 10% of population who like other invasions, or if we imagine Hitler or Mussolini come in Kherson, I'm sure will be find 10 persons who will be very glad to see Hitler or Mussolini in Kherson. The same situation is about Russian invasions. Only there are 10 persons who say "Ura!" very glad, but another 90 persons want to see Ukraine here.
Okay, so that's about 10% then, really. Is that what I would make out with that?
I think 10%. I think
10.
But it's very hard. Yes.
Stephen, have you got any questions you can think of?
I'm thinking, but well, first of all, do you have a message for everyone this week as to how we can help change the situation?
The changing our situation is in the fields of battle.
Yes.
And Ukraine depend from supplying weapons and supplying money.
Okay.
We need if there is war in your country, first of all you need to think weapons and money.
Right. So let him know that Boris Johnson has just said about the £1 billion, so he knows that.
Right.
I know. I wrote in LinkedIn in all this occasion. Thanks, Boris. Thanks, UK.
Yeah. Tell them that we've nothing left for ourselves anymore. Weapons.
No, we still are. Peter's joking. We've sent you all our money. No, we haven't. We've sent a contribution. I don't think we've sent the whole budget.
Right. Tell them that because of this, Britain is now looking to update its defence budget, etc., and get more troops. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the changes that are taking place. I mean,
I don't understand you.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Basically, all the countries within Europe are actually spending money on the military to improve the military presence in Europe, so that to protect. Yeah. So money is being spent to protect Ukraine and to protect the countries around the Ukraine, because we know that there's nothing.
I know.
Okay.
I know about it. I know President Biden make a decision to increase numbers of troops in Europe to 300,000. I know about this.
Okay. Did you know that Finland is joining NATO?
Of course, I know about this.
Okay.
I know about talking with President Erdogan about Kurdistan refugees problems. I know all news about this.
Okay. Is there anything you can tell us that we don't know?
No, you can't tell us what we don't know, because you don't know what we don't know. So basically,
right. What I would like to know.
Sometimes I want to ask you about pest control industry in the UK.
Off you go.
I'll tell you what I am going to do. If you do happen to come to the UK, I'm going to send you, right, one certificate you would need right away to be able to give you a better chance of a job in the UK. I'm going to get a course for you in handling rat and mouse poison. You understand that?
You want to say me you can help me to find a provider for teaching me to receive a certificate of pest controller in the UK, yes?
Yes, but it's not the full one.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you one that I will pay for, right, in your name, and it's the one that you would need and will help you get a job, help you get a start in the UK, right? So
yes,
yeah.
Thank
and
you.
You would, and if you do come to the UK, you'd be better going to England, near London. That's where all the jobs are, in the south of England. So it's called a rodent handling course, and you must have it now to work in the industry. So it's a start. It's not the full-blown course, right? But I will get that. I will get one in your name. Okay.
Okay. But it's a pity for me. But now my possibility to go to the UK is far from my dream to visit UK is far from me when it was before start of war.
Right.
Before start of war, I will need visa, but I cannot receive a visa because pest control technician work wasn't in the list of speciality can be invited in the UK. But now I have a visa. I
Right.
can go anytime in theory, but in real, it's very hard for me because someone can stay here and defend, protect my home, my neighbors, my street,
Okay.
not on our war is not only fields. Our war is in even each district, even each home. We must protect.
Right. So what you're saying
Our
is you're
house.
not.
We must.
So what you're saying is you're not coming to the UK at this time until you've won the war. Is that correct, Stephen?
I don't understand.
Right.
I don't
Okay.
understand you.
Stephen, you try.
I'm back. Just a second. Yeah, Peter's saying that you can't do anything until this war comes to an end.
What I can do here do you ask me what I can do here to make our win closer, or what I can do for my job?
Right.
No,
but both good questions. But Peter's question was that you can't, you won't be able to apply for to leave the Ukraine until after the war is finished.
I don't know now exactly when I will be must to go to the UK. Best scenario for me is we will win.
right. Okay.
Person will be free, and
Right.
after this,
Okay.
I will go to the UK because it was my dream to start to work in UK, to teach how pest control works in UK, to see this, to maybe to make some money in UK, but now I must stay here
Right.
in present
Hold
time.
on. From that, he's saying he's not coming to the UK. He's got a visa, but he won't be coming until they win the war, basically.
Okay. Then the second, sorry, Peter.
Okay.
And then the second part of the question, which you explained yourself, is what can you do as an individual in Curzon now to help stop the war?
Citizens of Curzon, not all, but many citizens of Curzon show us opinion about presence of Russian. First, I send you a link by LinkedIn. I'm sure you saw what was a reaction of Curzon citizens about presence of Russian troops.
Okay, I saw that. I saw that, and he also got something he put up on Facebook. He was going about on his bicycle, and Facebook took a post down. Okay. Right. Yeah. So I mean, I think we were going to give him about 15 minutes, Robert.
Yeah.
Because hopefully next week we'll have an interpreter. I'm going to try my best to get an interpreter involved.
Okay. Interpreter can be from Russian or from Ukrainian. It's equal for me.
Can I ask,
but
how do you know Russian as well as Ukrainian? Why do you know both languages?
When did you learn Russian?
First 30 years of my life, I speak Russian language.
Ah, right.
Why
And,
did you have to?
I study at school in Russian language. I speak Russian language like Ukrainian perfectly.
Right. What I
And
want to know
when I'm talking with occupants, I can speak with them Russian much better than they can.
Okay.
I speak Russian better than they.
Okay, yeah. So, ask me, Stephen, was it compulsory to learn Russian in that area?
Okay. What at school you learnt Ukrainian, Russian, English?
Sorry. When
language
did I learn?
When did you learn? Yeah, when did you learn Russian?
At school.
Oh, you had to do it.
When?
Was it compulsory? Did you have to learn it?
I don't understand
right.
you.
Did they make you learn Russian?
No, I don't think. But just going back to your school, when you were at school, which languages did you learn?
He's going to say Russian.
Yeah. Which languages did you learn at school? Because I mean, in the UK, we learn English, French, and German.
At school I study. My school was on Russian language. My institute was on Russian language. I changed my language when I was 33. I start to speak Ukrainian, and most people in Kherson speak in other life on Russian language. It's a pity. I told them, friends, you must start to speak Ukrainian. But
got you. Right. Stephen, I've noticed John's disappeared. Is he still here?
No, he's not. No.
Right. Okay.
He's not.
Well, listen. Thanks for coming back in. Next week, I am going to try my best to get maybe a Russian speaker and a Ukrainian speaker in, because it is very interesting to hear from you. However, if we get a Russian or Ukrainian speaker, I'm sure that we will learn much more from you. And all I can say on behalf of Blabbing for Britain is stay safe.
Indeed, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Okay. I will try.
Okay.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Interesting.
Right.
Nothing's changed from last week, really. It's the same. But I'd love to get someone that could ask the questions and really get the answers.
What we could do, Peter, is we could put sort of 10 questions together, get them translated.
Yes.
For next week, and then we can show them on screen.
Well, my friend says how do you want to I said, look, the interpreter can come on from anywhere. But
Yeah.
I'm led to believe that there's people in Aberdeen that can take him into the house and sit with him, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
So either way, we can do that. And I think instead of the link and things like that, it may be good to have an interpreter speak next to me. So I'll look for both Russian and both, look for people that can, I'll find where their loyalty is first. But the guy seems to have done nothing from last week, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, well, is it occupied territory? And I mean, I'm just glad that we're meeting him week by week, and it looks the same as he did last week. So that's good.
Yeah. But I keep, how are you getting money? Because he's living in his own money just now.
Yeah.
The Pest Control magazine, I'll maybe get him to come in with us. I'll try that. But they're wanting to talk about it anyway, you know, because he's a pest controller. But so what I would do is he had a visa to come here, okay?
Yeah.
And he was into the UK Pest Control. Now, we don't have a license as such, but he wouldn't get a job at the moment because somebody would have to train him from scratch.
Yeah.
And that certificate, I'll look into buying it for him. It's £100, you know, and see what I can do for him. But the problem is his address. He's got to have an address for the certificate. But I'll talk about that. I'll find out about that. I'll sponsor that for him, you know.
Right. Now, whilst we were talking, we were spammed on YouTube.
I've seen it.
Yeah. And Ephraim is saying, I've got some bots. Yeah, I've got basically the bots. Can I share any of the bots? All right. Now I can't share any of the comments that came in on screen. But yes, the night bot is on duty on YouTube and intercepts any spam messages. We've still got them in the studio, unfortunately, but yes, the bots are good, and this one is Nightbot, which is free to use to try and keep us spam free. I've said hello to John on Messenger, see if he's still around. He's not seen it yet. Okay. Right, what else is going on at the moment? Okay, so
afternoon, late.
hang on. Who's that?
Oh,
wait a minute.
Hold on.
Okay, I've got John back.
Hi, John.
Hello. I don't know what happened because I was happily sat here in the studio watching you lot talk. So I don't know why I disappeared. I just didn't say anything because I think 3 people bombarding the poor bloke would be OTT to say the least.
But at least he actually got in and was able to let us know it was okay.
What I'm saying is that I think if 3 people had been firing questions at him, it would have been hard work for him.
Well, that's why I went into the staging area as well, so that Peter could actually have a chat.
But the problem is he doesn't understand my accent. It's not that bad, is it?
Have you got an accent, Peter? You see, after 6 years broadcasting together, we don't hear the accents.
Right. Okay. But I probably have one. I don't know it, and I try to speak posh for you too.
So do we, Peter. So do we. Okay, I try and hide my Lancashire accent, which I do successfully most of the time.
Right. So, did you manage to listen into it, John?
I was listening. I was sat there in the studio, but obviously for some reason my image had disappeared.
Yeah,
it did, but you then came back.
Well, it's not.
That's because I restarted the window.
Right.
Okay. Is it just to briefly say, I can get him a ticket, which would help him in the industry, but I don't know their situation. Are they allowed to work when they come here if he had a visa? Would that be a working visa he gets, or a visa to escape the country?
It'd need a working visa, wouldn't they? which is not what they're currently issuing.
Right. Okay. So I don't know if he had it before the war.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that he said was that even before the war, there weren't any. There was no way for him to actually bring his skills over here because it wasn't on the list of skills that can move.
Well, people, for instance, the in Gibraltar, they follow the British Pest Control Association standards, and they actually sit that exam because it's all code of conduct. If you got a working visa, somebody could take them on and train them, but they've got different standards, and it would be hard work for him to learn. They're very intelligent people, but I know there's a lot of Polish people in pest control now, for instance,
So Peter, let's change the topic. What does the 19th of October 2023 mean to you?
Nothing at the moment, but you're going to tell us.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I don't know what it is next week, never mind next year.
Independence Day.
Well, that's the proposed date for the next round of Scottish independence voting.
There's no chance. No chance.
Well, I think legally, a vote can be held, but it's not binding on the UK government. I think that's the two separate things. Or can I not even hold the vote unless the UK Parliament says?
Yeah. Well, here's one of the problems, right? Here's one of the problems. They do it anyway. They say we're going to have a vote anyway, right? Although it won't be maybe constitutional, it wouldn't be the law, whatever. But they'll have it anyway. Now, a lot of people like me and said, I'm not taking part in your vote. So what will probably happen? Look, we've got independence. But maybe only 10% of the voters go out. If you know what I mean.
She doesn't have the right to call the vote. She's asking the UK Supreme Court to give her the right to call.
Yes. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like recently, there was about 35%. I think it was in Wakefield, a 35% turnout, right? And most of them voted Labour. So it's the same. But if they had that referendum, and a lot of people says, I'm not joining in your vote, and all the SNP people did, they say, look at that, 95% of the vote. Yeah.
This is the thing, everybody has the right to vote, and the only thing that counts is the number of people who do vote.
Yes.
And the principle is that if you win that vote, then you are elected or whatever. So if we were like Australia and there was a vote and everybody had to vote, then everybody would have to take part and the results may be different, but we don't know.
If it was going to make a difference, if it was a difference is this vote, that means we'll be splitting up if it's yes and staying if it's no, I would blooming vote then, that's for sure. You know? And what you don't realise down there, right? I think you do, but a lot of people think the Scottish people want this. They want this. No, Nicola. The people who voted for you want it. But the Labours, the Liberals, the Independents, a lot of them, combined, they still beat Nicola. Yeah? Combined, it would be a no vote at this point in time. So it's getting all the Labours and Conservatives and Liberals having a part. If it was me, I'd say, look, we need to get together, get them out of the way, then we can have another vote for who we're going to be. And that's the problem. Okay. Well, yeah, are you really aware of that, guys? Let me put that to you. Are you really?
We've been, from my point of view, given the impression that if there was another vote, the vote would be in favour of leaving the UK.
Right. Well,
is that your thoughts, John?
Well, because of Peter's always said to us that it's not really what most of the country wants. That's the impression I have based on Peter's.
Okay.
So who's Natalie McGarry then, Peter?
Was that the lady from the SNP?
Yeah.
Who used to be very vocal on Twitter until she was
She isn't going to be vocal for the next 2 years because she's been sent to prison this morning for 2 years.
Well. Do you know the story, Stephen?
No, carry on.
I will let John tell you the story.
I don't know a great deal about the story other than she's embezzled £25,000 from independent groups.
Yeah. So basically, a very vocal woman on Twitter, etc., etc. Has something that might shock you, John. She's actually married to a Conservative.
Ah.
But anyway, she embezzled the money that people gave them in some group. And she embezzled the money. And she's away to do 2 years in the pokey for it. I wonder how much. Where did you see that news, John?
It's breaking news on BBC.
Wow!
It's only short, so I'll read it to you. Former SNP MP Natalie McGarry has been jailed for embezzling £25,000 from 2 pro-independence groups. The 40-year-old was sentenced to 2 years in prison. She was found guilty last month of embezzling $19,974, while treasurer of Women for Independence, and $4,661 while she was treasurer secretary and convener of Glasgow Regional Association of the SNP. McGarry was MP for Glasgow East between 2015 and 2017. That's it.
Yeah. I think she got booted out of the party as well. So there you go.
Okay, it is a question for you to listen to. Let's share screen for a moment.
Okay.
And put it full screen. And this is the opinion poll. It's taken every week, it looks like every month.
Mm-hmm.
When asked, should Scotland be an independent country? Sorry, wrong. 44% said yes, 46% said no. So, and 10% were undecided. I can't make that any bigger, Peter, but it is.
Oh, sorry, just read me. Sorry, I missed the first figure.
Right. Should Scotland be an independent country? 44% said yes, 46% said no, and 10% are undecided.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's your answer.
Yeah.
Now,
that's for the 28th of June. Yeah.
Who done that poll?
Who runs the poll?
Savanta somebody or other.
Okay, right. Now, nobody's ever phoned me up about how I would vote.
The principle of a poll is you take a small percentage of the population and you
the sample size was 1,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Listen, look at the last poll. I don't believe in polls anymore. They're finished because things change. The pollsters are going to run out of money. Nobody trusts them anymore.
There were a couple of polls last week, Peter.
Right.
And Labour won one and Lib Dems won another.
Right.
Yeah. And Boris says it doesn't matter.
Right. I polls are polls, and that's basically it. And traditionally, any by-elections, they punish the government by putting in Liberals or Labour, and then when it comes to the real vote, they go voting again and vote against them.
Right. We have a local Conservative MP, Danny something or other, and he has been in the news in the last couple of days because he said, and I might be paraphrasing here, that a woman doesn't have the right to decide what happens to her own body, even in the UK. And basically, the people who devise us as one, even Conservatives, have risen up and said, "What I can't say the word."
Yeah,
he's totally lost the plot and bringing right-wing religious views into politics and saying Well, it's just
Yeah,
you despair.
Do you know, I got to laugh at this though. I seen a guy on YouTube, and there was a big match, and he stopped every one of them. I'll tell you two, and he done on the spot questions.
Yeah.
And said to him, "Do you think that you're right?" It was my body, my choice, right?
Yeah.
And he asked him, "Yeah, of course it's our choice." He says, "So did you support the vaccination?" and the one, he says, "Did you support getting the vaccination compulsory? Was it your choice then?" And it was funny to see them. And the other one I seen was, guy stopped all these people going on about the immigrants, and he says, "Hello there, yes, yeah." And he had a list. He says, "Can we put your name down for taking someone in then?" And they'll go, not one of them said, well, no, yet one did say yes. The rest of them come up with an excuse why they couldn't take immigrants in.
Yeah.
And it was, he said, where do you want them to go? If you're not taking them in, and they're not taking them in, and they're not taking them in, and they're not, where do you want them to go? And it was very interesting to see that. Just, yeah, put them to someone else. We've got a posh area out in my area at the West End. I've never seen anything going out there. I've never seen communities being built there. It's always in the poorer areas they put them. Do you think that's right?
We don't know, Peter.
Here ends the lesson.
That's the same from both of us. But yeah. to remove, to just my own view, to remove the right to abortion totally is just plain wrong.
Well, I totally agree. I wouldn't like my daughter to be vilified by someone that didn't let him and have to have that baby.
Yeah.
Kind of life would it have?
True. It's
having said that, that's why one of the immigrants and wherever it was, one of the rape gangs recently, he's not getting put out of Britain because he's to look after the child that he made when he raped a girl. Yeah. Did you know about that one?
No.
Well, that's why he's not getting deported. He says the child's got a life to have a father in his life.
Yeah.
And the child.
You see, in our house, we've got a different way of I look for all the optimistic posts and put me in a good mood.
Right.
But if you do the opposite and you look for the pessimistic posts, you find them all. Yeah. And you're hit by a barrage of bad news on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yes.
Because Facebook says, "Oh, you like that post? Well, you like this one too." Yeah. Anyway, I want to sing the praises of a website of an institution. That's LinkedIn. Okay. I've never been a LinkedIn person, but I am being persuaded. I do a broadcast Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which goes out to LinkedIn 30 minutes. About live video sales, and I have had two, as my friends would say, I've had 2 gigs without doing anything. I did a set. John's gone again. Is he hiding himself, or is the system hiding him? No, it's not a system. He's just to get to the bottom of it. He's lost his internet connection. He's just disappeared.
Yeah.
Right. Well, okay. So I got 2 gigs basically. I got the gig to do and be on a webinar in Northern Ireland, and then last week I got invited to be an ambassador for a broadcasting system called Go Studio, and it's actually based in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about the Northern Ireland one? What have you got an invite for there?
I've done it. I did it for a 30-minute. 30-minute overview of how to broadcast live to your website, and John's back now. And I did that, and that went very well. And now I've got Go Studio from Vietnam, which I'm testing at the moment.
You're gonna have too many of them. Where'd you get the time?
Well, yeah. There's also another system that's in beta at the moment, and you're back, John. You just disappeared from the studio.
I never left.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I never did anything to leave.
Right.
I'm sat here in the studio listening to you two.
And
just to get back on the screen, I have to reload the page. So there's something up.
After this show, Andy's coming round, and we are going away to a networking event, an exhibition. So people are getting about again. It's good meeting people.
Yeah.
From ages ago, you know. And so I'm happy about that. Getting out.
Yeah. Right. What else can we? There's nothing happening in Solihull, Aberdeen, or Devizes. We spoke about.
We had a very big explosion yesterday, a couple of days ago in Birmingham, which destroyed 4 houses. One disappeared completely, and the other three in the block of 4 are so badly damaged they're going to have to be taken down. Sadly, a lady was found dead amongst the rubble, and a guy that ran out, he's so poorly they don't think he's going to survive. Yeah. So, and it was gas, but they don't know why yet. They're still working on trying to work out why.
Yeah.
Terrible thing, really.
Yeah.
Now, wokeness. Yes. Wokeness. We now have had a statement from Land Rover, Jaguar Land Rover, that the word slave is not to be used anymore. Yeah. So you can't have a slave cylinder. It's a subsidiary cylinder.
Oh, my God.
Now, this has been driven by the workforce, according to Land Rover. It's just absolutely stupid. Yeah.
You despair at times, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we're getting old and crusty. That's the problem, you know. I just, you know, my friend is now out of the police force, right? He pensioned off. I've learned more about what's happening inside the police force than he can tell me things now. He's out.
Yeah.
And, you know, those poor policemen have to suffer with things from their own management. And that is why the Metropolitan Police, for instance, are now on watch. What do you call it? Supervision or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You aware of that?
Yeah, it was on the news.
Yeah. Right. So they're now on. What's it called?
I'm trying to see if I can find it.
Yeah. Is that you, Andy? Yeah, it's Andy coming in. My guest. Yeah. Supervision, something like that. Oh, Sheila. Yeah. So there's something wrong that they've got to be put under supervision. Supervising measures or something like that. You know, I watch
special measures. It is
special measures. You know that I watch. You know that the auditors that go about with cameras outside police stations and things.
Yeah.
And they have about 8 police turn up because somebody's filming. Yet when a granny's house is broken into, they get a crime number. That's where we're going wrong.
Well, they've got the triage, haven't they? They've got to decide which cases are worth following up and which aren't. They don't have the resources to follow up every case.
The problem is less than 10% of burglaries, unfortunately, are solved.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The people, they're called auditors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go. The chief constables put out a memo not to arrest auditors under the Terrorism Act. And the police keep arresting them, and they're making an average of £1,500 a claim against them.
Yeah.
And still haven't cottoned on to it. So these auditors are making £1,500 because they don't take it to court. The police settle out of court because it's amazing. you know. A little amuses me, so.
I watched a video of some bloke outside the prison in flipping heck, can't think of the name. Milton Keynes is the word
Yes.
I'm trying to think of.
Yeah.
He wasted so many people's time, including the police, because he just said, I've got the right to, I've got the right to. And it was on private property. He hasn't got the right to because he's on private property.
Well, they can only trespass him from private property. It's not a criminal offence. If you go back, that's...
No. It's not true, because there is a boundary over which, because it's a prison, there are extra laws.
Yes, I know that. Yeah.
So it's not trespass because it's a non-admissible area.
Did he get arrested?
No.
Or not?
The policeman just escorted him out of the area.
Yeah. They can't fly their drones above the prison, but they can above 140 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so...
It's the magic hour.
Yeah, John, it's over to you.
Well, it looks very windy in devices, looking at the stuff that's... some bird just flew across the screen.
It's live. I mean, we do have birds down here. It proves that.
And you've got a very dark-leaved tree as well.
I've got hands up here. This is not our garden. This is neighbours' gardens.
Yeah, I know. I can see it's across the roofs.
Let's check the slate, see if there's a wasp nest going in there.
I think that's, unfortunately, that's
there is definitely lots of people talking about problems with bees around here.
Yes.
People are complaining about the simple masonry bee who's pretty solitary, yet they're making a fuss because it's gone into their mortar.
Yeah.
Anyway, it must be getting up to the point where it's going to be good business for all of you just to remove them.
Well, I've done a lot of bee removal this year for the first time, and we're getting good money for it as well. And it's a win-win situation. Don't kill them, or remove them if we can.
Yeah, it's. I think it's quite frightening to people, actually.
Yeah,
tiny little insect, and really, at the end of the day, it actually doesn't do any real damage at all.
No.
Anyway, having just seen the blackbird hopping around on the next door's roof.
Oh no!
I guess it's time we hopped off. How's that?
How's that? That's good.
So it's goodbye from me, and no, I am not at the seaside. I'm still in the middle of England. Couldn't be further away from the sea if I tried. And it's goodbye from my man in Wiltshire, who's built a brick wall behind him. And it's goodbye from the guy who's got the lamp coming out the side of his head. So, Scotland is goodbye from Wiltshire.